There are as many neurons in our head as stars in the Milky Way. It will take us 3,000 years to count all the neurons we have. And if you're impressed with how much capacity an iPhone has, wait until I tell you how much capacity your brain has. Okay, the latest iPhone can have up to 256 gigabytes. Guys, that's nothing. Our memory storage capacity is around 1,000,000 gigabytes. In other words, the storage capacity of the human brain is virtually limitless. So you will never have to worry about running out of storage in all your lifetime. And you see, right now, in this moment, all those billions of neurons of yours are creating trillions of connections. And when this happens, awesome skills are created. One of those is the memory. The memory starts forming in the womb as early as 4 months into pregnancy. And since then, every time we learn something new, our brain structure changes. But how does memory work? Is there any specific place in the brain where memories take place? Many people think that information is stored and packaged neatly in a file somewhere in our brain, which can later be accessed in the future, or stored like in those shelves or orbs in the inside out until we recall it later. But memory doesn't work like that. There is no a single place where a given memory takes place in the brain. It's like information gets broken up in bits and pieces in different parts of your brain, making your brain like a spider web. Your brain is all messy. Information here and information there and information over there. However, without this mess, the brain couldn't be so flexible. But it also affects the way we remember. It affects so much that every time we remember, we slightly change it. And not just that, other people can also change your memories. Once Julian set an excellent example to explain the process to remember. First, picture your brain as a library, as a messy one, where people can walk, they can take out books, rip out pages, and write over them. And every time you want to grab a book of your own library, you are required to delete the whole thing, rewrite it from scratch, and put it back on the shelf. And of course, it's impossible to write it as it exactly was before. Literal, every time we remember, we are rewriting our past. And it's impossible to remember something exactly as it happened. And not just that, the more we remember that memory, the more distorted that memory will be. And even worse, other people can also modify your memory. Like Elizabeth loves to say, our memory is like a Wikipedia page. You can go and change it, but so can other people. So you may think, oh, so you're not just telling me that every time I remember, I add, delete, or change details. But also my memories can be hacked by other people? And the answer is yes. Those people are known as memory hackers, and their job is to implant false memories. And those of you who are wondering what is a false memory, well, a false memory is simply remembering something that didn't happen. The dangerous part here is that everyone has false memories. And from all your memories, it's impossible to know which ones are false and which ones did happen. When I first knew about memory hacking, I was thrilled by the idea. So I made an experiment, and right now I will share my results with you. My experiment was divided in 2 stages. In the first one, I showed the following images. It was this one, it was this one, and this one. After a week, I show the same images with the exception that this time two images were changed. Instead of putting this one, I put this one, and instead of putting this one, I put this one, making them believe that they were the images I showed them in the first place during the first stage. I was nervous because from this image to this image, the difference was huge, whereas in the first one, the difference was not that much. But surprisingly, in the tiger picture, these ones, to 40% of the sample taken, it was successfully and easily to implant the false memory. To the other 40% of the sample, like they were suspicious, they knew something wrong was happening, but they couldn't recall what it was. And to the 20%, they did notice that I changed these two images. This was an experiment of a small scale with just 2 weeks of length. However, I had some incredible results, but there are more elaborated experiments. Some, they make you believe you were lost in the mall as a kid. Some others, like Julia Shaw, they make you believe you committed a crime. And this is a serious thing because memories have an effect in your behavior. You don't need to be a memory hacker in order to implant a false memory. It can happen anywhere at any time without realizing it or without wanting to. So just because someone tells you something very detailed and confidently, it doesn't mean it's true. For some people, the memory is the tool to recall the jokes or to know how to fry an egg or to recognize faces. But for some others, the memory is a treasure house of the mind where all the memories are kept and preserved, or our travel bag, or the diary that we all carry around about with us. They are the base of our thoughts and emotions. They give us identity. We are who we are because of what we remember. But isn't it scary that our identity is based in memories with lots of fiction? Yes, but don't try to see it that way. Instead, take advantage of it. You are the creator of your own memories. So you get to choose which details to keep and which ones do not. Because we live life not as it happened, but as how we remember it. Thank you.